Hi everyone, it's Jilly Littles and Crone. So last night I was perusing YouTube right before I went to bed, as you do, and I saw this video come up by, I believe her name is Celine and her channel is Essence of the Moon. I'll link it down below. And in that video, she had purchased a gift box from a creator on eBay and was opening the contents of it, and I wanted to see what was in there. And the first thing she opened was a crystal, and it was ruby and zoisite. She was not familiar with ruby and zoisite, and my ears immediately perked up because I am familiar with ruby and zoisite. As a matter of fact, I have a piece of ruby and zoisite that I carry with me a lot in my pocket. And that kind of got me thinking about other crystals that I have, that I keep with me, or that I have at hand. You know, if I say I don't go out a lot, it doesn't mean I'm a recluse, but I don't, I'm not working every day. I don't live in a city where I get up and I go out to shops every day. So while these crystals might not be in my pocket, they are they're just right at hand. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them that I would like to share with you. All of these have stories that go with them and specific things that I use them for. And I just thought it would be nice to share that with you. So if you're interested, stick with me. I'm going to turn the camera down and I'll be right there. Okay, so I'm going to go with the largest crystal first. And this was a crystal, and I think it's the only crystal I bought at a huge crystal and gem show that I went to in New Jersey quite a few years ago. And this is a piece of petrified wood, which is wood that over many years has turned to stone. And I'm sure many of you buy my crystals by sight, but also by feel. Like, what does it feel like when I hold it? And this stone, when I hold it, just feels so, first of all, the weight of it, it's kind of heavy. But it just feels so grounding and so calming and rooted that this is a stone that I reach for when I'm feeling anxious, or when I feel like I need some grounding energy. Now, petrified wood is also a stone that carries ancestral wisdom, and a lot of people use this stone for ancestral work and past life work. To be honest, I've never used it for that. If you have, please let me know in the description, how you've used it and how that experience was for you. But this is a stone that I will very often hold in my hands or hold like this and just kind of sit there and I mean, honestly, I just picked it up like this and I can feel, I can just feel it in my bones, in my soul. My whole being kind of goes when I pick it up, and that's just how it feels. And I also love the different colors on this stone. So that is my petrified wood. Now, Preseli Bluestone is also an ancestral stone. And this stone, I don't think that we have it here in the United States. This stone came from England by the way of Sandra from Spirit of Avalon, who is a dear friend. And this stone also carries a lot of energy with it. When I took it out of the box and held it, it was like something just ran up my arm. I could feel it, and it still has, for me, a lot of power. And this sits on my altar in my bedroom. This is also a stone that's connected to ancestry, ancestor work. It's connected to your third eye chakra, I believe. And it is said that that Preseli Bluestone comes out of the same quarries that as the rocks from Stonehenge came. And it also has a connection, I think, to the Glastonbury Well. But this stone came across the pond to me. It is very dear. It is not one that goes in my pocket. It's a little bit too big. And but it is one that stays on my altar, and it is also one that I hold in meditation. I find the energy of this very calming. And yes, I do believe that it helps to open up that third eye or that intuitive chakra. But I also feel it in my heart too. And I think that's another thing, just because a stone is blue doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to work for you on your third eye chakra. You could get a very different vibe and a very different intuition from it, and that is okay. All right, let's do the ruby and zoisite next. Okay, now I'm a little sad already because I don't think you're going to be able to see this properly. So when I get to the end of this video, I'm going to see if I can bring it into a different light. I'll be at a different window. So maybe you can see a little bit. Okay, so the green in this is zoisite, and then there's these little to me, it's like this little red, it's like a deep red, sparkly, and that's like the natural ruby in it. This is a stone that came to me when I was feeling like I needed help with grief and help with, I guess, protection and with my self-esteem. I've always struggled in the self-esteem area, solar plexus area. I think many women do. But I just really felt like I needed something, and somebody suggested ruby and zoisite. I had never heard of it before. And this is the elements that this is associated with are the earth from the zoisite and fire with the ruby. So the earth balances out the fire. It is a very grounding stone, and it definitely, I keep it with me for, this is the stone I carry for protection from negative energy, and I think that it helps with like any depression that I might be feeling, if I'm feeling it. And it also it's said to open the heart chakra, and it's also said to help with resilience. And what I was going to say was that about the depression issue is that I don't feel depressed very much anymore. And do I think that ruby and zoisite, like, is this rock, truly magical and helped with all of my depression? No, but I definitely think that it helps. And this rock is a reminder that I am resilient and that I am protected, and yeah, and that I'm worthy, of love. And yeah, so this is one that is very often. As a matter of fact, yesterday it was in my pocket. I went and got it out of my pocket to do this video today. So this is my ruby and zoisite, just this little round stone. All right, let's move on to the last two of these stones. Okay, this is a piece of moonstone that I very definitely got while I was volunteering at the crystal shop. And again, so the owner of that shop had bowls of these small crystals, and there were, oh my goodness, like probably 100 bowls in that shop with little crystals in it. This one was sitting by itself on the shelf, kind of like next to the bowl. And I saw it. I went to pick it up to put it back in the the bowl, and I don't know, I just felt like it needed to come home with me, and it did. So this is a stone that is either on my desk where I sit every day, or it's on the end table next to where I sit in the most evenings. So it's in one of those two places. This is they call this the stone of the divine feminine. And this stone is about intuition and dream work. And it's also a very calming stone. It can really, it's very soothing. So in an emotional time, it's a very soothing stone to have in your hand. And I just really love to hold it and kind of, I'm sure we all do different things, but I like to twirl it in my hands like this. And again, it just has that, it has a beautiful feeling to it. So that is Moonstone. Okay, so this is a double terminated crystal, clear crystal, and this very definitely has a story. It's so weird. So at that crystal shop, there was it was a very small shop, and the desk where we did checkout and everything was right by the front door, and it was in a window. You could look outside and the sun would stream, and it was really a really nice place to sit. And there wasn't really a whole lot of space to stand in that shop. So if I were standing and one or two people came in and wanted to look at crystals, I felt like I would want to sit down and get out of the way. So often I would sit there if I were on my own, and I kind of think I was on my own that day. So I was sitting there, and this guy walked past the window, no big deal. But then he turned around and came back in again. And he reached in his pocket and he took this out and he handed it to me and he said, I was walking past the shop and Spirit told me I needed to come back here and give this to you. He said, you have such a calming, grounding energy about you. You have light around you and you need to amplify that light. And he handed me this crystal and I've had it ever since. This is also a crystal that I keep with me. I'll sometimes put it in my pocket. Most of the time, it sits on my altar. Now, as we know, clear crystal is like the amplifier, and a double terminated crystal is kind of doubly so. So this has a very, this has a different energy to it. It has a more intense energy to me it does. I'm very, this is a stone that I use when I'm working with intention. This is a stone that I sometimes use with candle magic. And sometimes I will put it in my pocket, but I'm also very aware that whatever energy is there is going to be amplified by that. So most of the time, this stays in the house. It stays with me. But it really is a special stone. I don't know the person who gave it to me. I don't know his name. I don't know where he was from. He walked in, handed me the crystal, turned around and walked out. And sometimes things like that happen. That's like a little bit of magic too, right? So, but it, and it's something that stuck with me. So I keep this with me. I just wanted to move for a second. I don't know if you can see who's behind me. Mr. Henry is napping on the couch. I think he was before as well when I opened this video. If you made it this far, thank you so much for sticking with me until the end. One thing I'm learning in my old age is that we don't need a lot of stuff to create magic. And if you have a large collection of magical things, that's wonderful. But we don't need to have a bunch of stuff. I don't have a budget for a bunch of stuff anymore, and I am really learning to make do with what I have and with what I grow in my garden. But these stones, I have more crystals that I could show you. You might see a couple of them behind me over there. There's a big citrine point, and then behind that there's one that kind of looks like it's not there. I think it's over there. I can't see, but you probably can. That just reminds me of a dinosaur, and I cannot remember what the name of it is, although Septarian comes to mind. So let me know if you see it and that's what it is, let me know. Anyway, we don't need a lot. We need things that really mean something to us. And these stones that I've shown you today really are personal to me, and I hope that you got that from the stories that they told. And these are crystals that I go to, and stones that I go to again and again. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, and like it, give it a thumbs up, and stay tuned. If you'd like more of the earthy stuff that was in this video, You can grab yourself a copy of the October's Crohn's Compass for $3 on my Buy Me a Coffee site, and I will link that below. And stay tuned for more videos. And until then, I hope that your light shines bright and kind.